Hi everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a requested video by one of you. Thank you so much for leaving this comment. I'm going to be comparing all three of the pressed Lily Lolo bronzers, and then I'm going to include the Sculpt and Glow as well because this is a bronzer and a highlight in them, sort of run down the shades, tell you guys why I like them, price points, that whole thing. And I thought it would be a good video because I really like these products. All the products mentioned here today are vegan and gluten-free as well. And let's start with a little bit of packaging and price point, shall we? First up, let's just do these single pressed bronzers. I think I featured all these products actually in my vegan bronzers videos, but I don't know if I swatched them all. I'm not sure, but I thought I would go ahead and do a dedicated video for you guys. For the Lily Lolo bronzers, as always, Lily Lolo is the best with packaging. The bronzer is nice and thin, though it is quite a large compact because we do get 9 grams worth of product in here, coming in at $26. When we open this up, you have a huge mirror in here, so if you wanted to do your makeup on the go, you definitely could. And then a nice big pan of pressed goodness. These powders are pressed very, very smoothly and relatively tight. So while they have good color payoff, there is not a lot of fallout or you know, just powder that builds up on the pan, those sort of excess powder, so you're not wasting anything, yet you are still getting the delivery that you like. Unlike the eyeshadows, sometimes when you touch it, they develop a bit of a hard pan. I think it happens a little bit with these, but not really. So I am going to go ahead and talk about brushes that I like to do this, that I like to apply with as well, but that is after I swatch all of the shades. So like I said, $26, 9 grams, ton of product. I don't think you can ever go through it. They last for about a year according to the little label on the back. And the lightest shade is Miami Beach. And Miami Beach, you know I love that name because I'm from the area. All these are very warm toned. That is the distinction between bronzers and contouring powders. Bronzers are meant to add warmth to the face, sort of where the sun would naturally hit. So you'd apply that on your temples, right underneath the jawline, right underneath the cheekbone, I mean, and then right underneath your jawline. For a sun-kissed look, you can take a little bit across the nose and the chin because that is the first area for the sun to hit. But anyway, Miami Beach is very, very fair of a shade. I personally couldn't get away with Miami Beach. I like something a little bit more punchy, a little bit more bronze, maybe in the wintertime, but if you are very fair, this will be perfect. Really, really subtle. Does have sort of that orange tint to it, but not really. It has a good base of brown as well to sort of make it a little bit more wearable for everyone, even of the most fair complexions. I think this one would be a great option for you. Really, really beautiful. Next up, we have Montego Bay. This is more up my speed here. Really beautiful sort of red tone. This reminds me a lot of the 100% Pure Cocoa Pigmented Bronzer. This one, we're jumping up quite a bit of level of depth here, so I think a lot of you are going to get away with the Miami Beach. But if you love the 100% Pure Cocoa Pigmented Bronzer, like I mentioned, this is a little bit cheaper. I think you might even get a little bit more product in there. Very, very similar, and again has that warm red tone that I love, especially in the summer months. Absolutely beautiful. I am wearing this 9 times out of 10. And then finally, the deepest shade. They have a good sort of spectrum here. We have the shade Honolulu. And Honolulu, in my opinion, is a lot different. It's a lot more cool toned and a lot more brown. So this one you really could sculpt with, even if you're of my complexion. Just make sure you use a much lighter hand. And again, if you have a more olivey complexion, maybe you'll like something like this to not emphasize the warmth in your face so much. Act as more of a bronzer and a contour, though in my opinion I sort of apply bronzer like a contour, just maybe a little bit more loosely, especially on the cheeks here because I love that added bit of warmth. But Miami Beach is really, really good for a dark skin tone because of that nice sort of brown base that it has. I will say though, if you're of a very dark complexion, bronzing like deep ebony skin, this bronzers really aren't for you unless you find something super dark. I mean, you could probably even use an eyeshadow that is a correct shade, maybe like a Kjaer Weis, like Earthy Calm even. That tone might even work. But these are all a little bit light for that, but this will go to quite a deep skin tone, but definitely to a very fair complexion as well. And then let's finish off a little bit of Sculpt and Glow. The package on this one is a little bit different because it is a 2-in-1 product. This one here is also very, very tiny, little square. Nice and thin, compact, very, very small, easy to store and travel with. This has 10 grams worth of product and is coming in at $26 as well. We open this up, a nice wide mirror. This one's perfect for traveling. You can see in there. Hello, there's my camera setup. And then we reveal a powder highlight and a powder bronzer. I'm just gonna focus on the powder bronzer today, so we are essentially getting 5 grams worth of product. But I think if this tone works on you, which this is more of a mid-tone, definitely works on my skin tone, probably a little bit darker and definitely a little bit more fair. It all depends on how you apply it. I'm gonna get into some tools here in a minute, but this one is meant to sculpt. So the tone of this one is very similar to Honolulu, just not as dark, not as brown. This is more of a mid-tone. I'm not going to say it's completely cool toned, but it is definitely more cool toned. You can definitely go in and carve out the cheekbones if you would like. This is the bronzer I'm wearing today. There's also the highlight I'm wearing today if you guys are curious. Both very subtle, but get the job done, but punchy enough as well. So you could definitely, you know, use a heavier hand and get more shine out of the highlight like I did today. I really did go in with quite a heavy hand. And the same goes for the bronzer, but the tone of the bronzer I think is perfect. It's a color that I really, really enjoy to use on a daily basis. And again, vegan and gluten-free. So we're looking at the same price point here. It just sort of depends on the vibe you're going for. Let's talk about application. This will sort of help with the vibes as well. For all over bronzing, my favorite is definitely the Delium Tools 964. This is just a fluffy, sort of, could be a blush brush, could be a powder brush, sort of does it all, nice and wide so it can help diffuse color as well. You see me use this in like all my tutorials. I like to sort of lay it flat on the temples and you can turn it to the side here and then you can really cover a lot of surface area when it's laying flat like this. Again, I love it because of its multi-purpose sort of thing. I mean, you could do bronzer with this, blush, setting powder, whatever you like, but I love, love, love this brush for bronzer. Wash is great, bamboo handle, synthetic fibers, like all the brushes I will be sharing today. Sort of an in-between if you wanted to focus a little bit more in the hollows of the cheek, but you still want it to be a little bit bronzy. I love the Antonym No. 3 brush. This is their blush brush, but I use it more like contour and blush, or it might be the contour brush, I think, actually. But this is a nice long handle, so you can be very, very light-handed if you carry it back here, or you can carry it right like here. That's what I do. This is the brush I use today. You can sort of turn it on its side and get that more narrow part, or turn it to the side and get your temple nice and easy and the jawline. You can see it is quite fluffy as well, so this really blends out product beautifully, and these are some of my favorite brushes ever. Love, love, love the Antonym brush. This has a nice sort of angle to it, but not too hard. So we are getting more of a soft contour effect, which is something I prefer on a day-to-day basis. And then something for a more chiseled effect. This is sort of the same idea as the Antonym No. 3 brush. This is the Delium Tools 942. You can see it's just a little bit more compact, not quite as fluffy. So if you really want to nestle it into the cheekbone, you absolutely can do that. That's definitely what I choose to carve out the cheeks with. Again, nice and versatile to put on blush. I mean, even highlight if you're feeling adventurous. But another trick is you can always pinch your brush if you really want to get it like cut and just carve it on out and then blend it out with how fluffy it is. Even though it is a lot smaller, still really great at blending, still really great at depositing color. It's a good little brush if you want a more concentrated sort of look. So that is it, you guys. A little rundown about the Lily Lolo bronzers, including the Sculpt and Glow. All products I very much love, all vegan, which is really great too, and a pretty good price point if you ask me. So if you guys want to shop these products right here, right now, I will have every single one listed in that description box down below, as I always do. I'll try to pop some ingredients down there as well so you guys could check it out. But if you guys like this video, you like the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel, please do give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. I upload new videos every single Monday and Friday. And while you're down there, don't forget to check out all of our social media links. You guys know the drill already. We're everywhere. Come find us. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, any other video requests you have, keep them coming in that comment section down below. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!